gente? It's your girl, Nina Montañez.
Hey, yo, what it do? It's your boy, Rue, and I'm coming for you. And this is...
Sofrito Speaks. Hi, y'all. What up?
Welcome.
What it is, mi gente? Woo.
Hey, what it do? What it do? What it do? What it do?
Welcome back.
That's what I meant to say,
Damas y
Jesus.
caballeros.
Welcome back to Sofrito Speaks, Season 6, Episode number 13 for the public viewing.
I still don't believe it's 13. Because I feel like last week it was 10.
Nope, 10 was the last one of the year of 2022.
That's cute.
It is cute. It's giving cute. It could also be 15, but we're not going to go into that right now. So
We don't know our own stats. It's okay.
Let's go into our first part of the show, which is El Chisme, the part of the show where we let you know what had us fucked up or jodido in the past 2 weeks. In the past week. Whoa. Well, for y'all, it's 2 weeks. For y'all, it's 2 weeks. For our subscribers, in the past week.
Appreciate y'all. Let's see what had me. So, all right, y'all know I was fasting, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like because I was, this was the fun part that I noticed. So I got sick earlier this week, but it was like congestion. That was about it. Like thankfully I don't get sick like that. It's not whatever. In 3 days I was fine, and I wholeheartedly believe it was, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I wholeheartedly believe that I was able to get over that cold faster than I normally do because I cut meat completely out of my diet.
Absolutely.
I cut meat completely out. Though. Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is nice. By day 3, I was like, okay, just need some cough drops and we're good to go. Still had a little bit of an itchy throat, but like it did not wipe me out at all. I was hella hyped because again, like typically I would have like congestion. I would have a headache. For maybe like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And this only lasted me 3 days. And I'm super grateful for that. But my fast ended today, thank you. So you best believe I went and bought myself a large cheese pizza and some chicken wings. Because I believe that combination is a beautiful pairing. And nobody can tell me otherwise.
Because I believe that that's a beautiful combination for me.
You know what I mean? But if you want to try it, by all means. I'm not putting the chicken wing on the pizza. I'm taking a bite of the pizza and then a bite of the chicken wing.
Oh, child.
And I'm letting the combination do its thing.
It's comboing.
You know what I mean? Stupid ass. But anyways, what had you messed up?
The past week, communication had me messed up. I feel like we booked. So my dance team, my Movement City Elite Dance Movement, booked a show this upcoming weekend in Boston. And I really don't understand, and this is no shade to the organizer of the show if you ever come across seeing this, but I really just don't understand how people book things and just like the follow-up communication is just like, yo, pulling teeth. Is like, you should have information packets ready. You should have these things just ready to go. Because
if you want to be taken serious as an organization,
there's information that needs to be like, I need to know. I'm dealing with kids. I'm not dealing with adults. I can't just tell, everybody just pull up at this. Like, I need to know, where is this place? Is this place, can I even bring a 12-year-old into this place? I have 12 to 18-year-olds. Like, what does that look like? It's our first big Boston show. I have to figure out transportation, like all these things. And it's like, it's the week of, and I'm still waiting for information. I'm just like, but then you want to ask me like, oh, can you send your biography? And I'm like,
that's what you care
about?
The
list of questions that I sent you, I need them answered before you get anything from me, because parents are going to come to me asking, and I can't tell a parent like, yeah, I'm going to bring your child to Boston. I don't have any other information.
Yeah.
It's not going to fly. And I don't want to lose an opportunity because of that. Last weekend, we got to go to the pop-up market in Lawrence, which was really cute. Shout out to all the small businesses in the area.
No, it was like...
It was packed.
It's beautiful to see the growth of these kinds of events.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's about time we kind of outgrew the Spigot. No shade to the Spigot, but like that seems like that was the only spot that was having anything go on. And maybe it's just because it was like summertime and they have a patio or whatever. But this space was beautiful.
Y'all know how I feel about
shout out to the creators who put it together, or curators, I guess I should say, who put it together. Very beautifully done. The layout was dope. We went a little bit on the later side, but we were still able to catch.
We literally went right after recording last week's episode.
Literally hit done.
So what's up? You trying to pull up with me?
Yeah, we was out the door. Like we was going.
It was actually it was a good time. It was unplanned, my favorite, and I loved that after we got through that pop-up market and we got to see all those beautiful locals businesses. Sorry, I can't find the words. We got to actually go into the Boricua exhibit that they're having there.
Oh my God. It was
pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
You guys gotta understand. So we are coming off of just talking about going on vacation together to Puerto Rico. So literally in that day, and then we get there, and he and I are literally like,
yeah,
we want to go home.
Like, it was, no, for real. I was like, I'm ready to
I was like, why am I emotional? Like, I want to go back to the island so bad.
Pero we left there smelling like comida frita.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you need to have a window, baby, when you're frying this food. But other than that, I love the setup. I love the imagery. Shout out to, I don't even know who the photographer was. I think the person goes by the name of Destiny, I think. But if you have a chance, it's still running for a few weeks. It's over there on 15 Union Street. I believe that's the address. The Welfare Building. Go through the back where Elevated Thought is. Go up to the 6th floor.
Spicket River.
And it happens there.
Right there.
And that was a good time.
What is it, Union and Canal?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, check it out.
Yeah, so...
That didn't have us messed up. I think going late had us messed up.
Going late had us messed up amongst other things.
Fritura had us messed up.
And
we had a nice little time.
And we're going to leave it right
there. And we're going to leave it right there. Because I can go off.
Because the other things I personally have to go through my therapist with before
you today?
No, I have therapy next week, so... But we had a good time, and what also has me fucked up is like this past week motivation has been so at a low.
I'm opposite you.
It's been at a low.
Opposite.
I think you've had no distractions, and I had a conversation today with. You actually have an eyelash right there. I had a conversation today with one of my besties. Shout out Josh.
How's he doing?
He's doing amazing. He's
love that
big things. And we had a conversation about distraction and like how when you are trying to do something that other people have not done around you, you need to understand that your road, your path, your day, your weekends are going to look very, very different than everyone else's.
Absolutely.
And he was basically just reassuring me, like, you need to make sure that you stay on the path, you stay separated from people who, and he said it just like this. He's like, basic, but then he was like, I don't want to say basic because I don't want it to be derogatory, but people who just live a normal lifestyle, which that's okay for them. Yep. But what you are trying to accomplish, you have to remember that your goal is so big that it's like, that has to be your full focus. It cannot be anything else. And I was just like, right. So I was, okay. So I fell off this week, not gym wise, but more so like mentality. My mentality was not fully there. I wasn't capturing in the game. I was letting the excuses of I'm tired or I don't want to do this. And then I had to catch myself because, actually after last Saturday, my anxiety was so high for 2 days after that dinner.
Dang, why?
Yeah. It was
we even debriefed it.
It was a lot of back end anxiety that made me feel a certain type of way. And then I found out that I'm hosting Movement City's open mic this Friday. And I kind of was thrown into the mix there.
Anything on Friday?
And it's a podcast style. So they thought I would be the best person to host it. And I've never hosted anything.
You need a co-host?
Oh, girl. I can ask. Because I was like, he's like, it's not a public thing. I will say that this one we're doing an intimate intimate open mic because we want to provide feedback to our performers.
Oh, I love that.
So, so I'm basically going to interview them. I don't know. I guess I get the details tomorrow, but Yeah, my anxiety went even more up, and I was being so negative about it. And I was saying to myself, I'm like, why are you being negative about this when you literally put on your list of like accomplishments that you want to do is get over your fear of public speaking?
Oh, I didn't know you had a fear of that.
I'm really, really good at channeling and like getting it done.
Yeah.
But deep down inside, like even with dance, like
I feel that.
Deep down inside, I'm just like cringing.
Yeah.
And it's really just what it really is your own insecurity speaking, because you're not really scared to do the action. You can do the action, but your previous trauma is telling you, no, you cannot handle this. You cannot, and you're fighting. You're literally reprogramming your brain to get through this. So yeah, I had that anxiety, and like I worked through that, and I had a very off week, but we back, man. New week.
Yeah.
I'm about to kill it with this workout this week. I changed my workout, baby.
Let's go.
Ooh, that shit. This workout all week that I did, I'm like, maybe I feel good.
I love that.
I feel good in the neighborhood.
Yes, my workouts were really great this week. But since y'all are always here for Sulma Chronicles, let me give you an exclusive since Sulmita's been home.
Bendición.
Oh my God.
I haven't done that in a while.
Throwback. Okay, mi gente. So, I'm literally sitting on my bed doing what? Minding my own business like
Staying
I always
hydrated.
do. You know what I mean? And Sulma walks in or whatever, and I was like, yep, what's up? She doesn't knock. She just kind of pushes the door open, and I just have to be present and alert. We don't knock in the house. It's like she tried it and then just pushed the door open at the same time.
Ay, se abrió. ¿Cómo está?
No, literally. Ay, perdóname. So she comes in the room and she goes,
These nails are bust.
Nina, you need to watch this video. I was like, what video? And she was like, this guy apparently was smoking hookah and something happened and he died. Qué bueno lo que pasa. I was like, hold up, time out. We not in this space. I feel like I absolutely have the right to judge my mother on this topic, because when she says things like that at the end, like, oh, I'm glad that happened, I'm like, who'd you pray to this morning? No bullshit. I know I've said this in the past, and people be like, everybody's one thing is different. No, I'm gonna check you. If you're gonna tell me you a follower of Christ, I'm gonna check you. If you saying some stupid stuff it has malintent on your heart, I'm gonna check you. What she said was with malintent, so I checked her ass, and I was like, but don't we pray to? Okay. Now, to a non-believer, they would jump on your ass about that. So let's clean that shit up a little bit, okay? Pumpkin, okay? But anyways, let me go a little deeper. And she was like, this is why I can't stand when, maybe it's Caribbean parents, I don't know. Y'all ask questions, but y'all don't really want to know the answer. Because if the answer doesn't go in the direction that you want it to go in, now you got an attitude. Now we both got an attitude, because you asking questions, I was being truthful, you got upset about it, now you be OD judgmental, like what, I could have lied to you, so, okay. She goes, have you ever smoked hookah? And for a split second, I was gonna lie. And then I remembered Pastor Mike's sermon, cuff to the cap, cuff to the lie. I wasn't gonna do that. So I was like, yeah. Straight face, didn't break concentration. I said, yeah. And she goes, no, you haven't. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I definitely just said yes. Yes, I absolutely have smoked hookah before. And she was like, oh, no, I can't believe it. You know what? I may have thought that your sister would do it because that seems more like it's up her alley, but I cannot believe that you've done hookah. And I'm like, what? I didn't know smoking hookah was a death sentence. But again, in a Hispanic household, it's e droga. And you can't be doing droga, okay? Mind you, coming off a conversation of how she can get THC because she heard it was good for herself. I'm like, it's a drug though, right? It's a drug. Okay.
That is what weed is, babe.
Yeah, literally. Not because you called it THC. What do you think people are smoking just because you take it in a gummy form, sis? I'm not understanding. Same effects. But
it really be like that though.
No, so I was like,
now it's mainstream.
So she goes, oh, I thought that that's something that so and so would have done. I didn't think it would be you, but I guess I don't really know you that well. And it's the knife and then the twist that gets me every time. Cause I'm like, you just shut up. And I'm not going to tell my mom that, but the whole time I'm just like, Lord, give me the strength, yo. Because this lady be talking out the side of her neck. And if I get riled up, I'm going to get disrespectful. And I'm not. It's 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night. I know the club is going up. Sulma's house, we not doing that. We're not. We're just not. So I was like, yeah, whatever. And then she keeps going on this tangent about, like, I can't believe it. And I was like, well, would you have preferred me to lie to you? Because I could do that. We could rewind this whole thing. Matter of fact, shut the door, come back in with your bullshit, and we'll try it again, and I'll lie this time. She said, why you always gotta be a smartass? And I'm like, because you're constantly asking questions, but you're just doing it to snoop. You're not doing it because you actually want to know, because you actually want to have a conversation. You just need to hop on something because it's been too quiet. Has it been too quiet for you, Sulmita? I haven't left any dishes in the sink. I cleaned the whole house. I bought you new window shades. It's been too quiet. Okay, so come disrupt my peace, please. Please do it for me. And I have the Bible right here. I was ready, just about ready to get into my Bible study. And she came in with that BS. And I said, look at me being tested. You have a wonderful night, Sulmita. You have a wonderful night. Anybody else's parents be on some BS like that? I'm going to ask you a question, but you better give me the answer that I want to hear, because if not, I'm going to be on that ass. That is Sulma for you.
My mom used to be like that, but I think she's kind of realized that, like, I'm just like...
I just look at her like she's crazy. Like,
I'm like, do you see the world that we're living in? Like, you're damn right I did it. And I had fun.
Right! I wasn't like twerking on the table.
I ain't always doing it.
I'm literally that person with, like, if I'm smoking hookah, I haven't smoked hookah. Couldn't even tell you last time I smoked hookah.
Okay, I do not partake in hookah, and I always find it funny when people are like, oh, I'm like, all right, let's relax.
My favorite is you still smoking hookah? I'm like,
let's relax. What? I would do hookah, like, if we're on vacation or something and somebody ordered it, I would hit a couple puffs.
You know what? I think that might have been
But I'm not gonna be at what's that place called? Elixir.
Elixir, when they used to sell it.
I ain't gonna be there doing hookah.
Oh no. Like, if it's a like when me and my homegirl would get together, we would do like a wine night. She has a hookah. We would fire up the hookah. We would literally sit on her patio.
But you know that hookah is worse for you than cigarettes?
No. I literally have not touched it in like a
That's
minute.
why I never caught on to it, because I'm already doing a lot of cigarettes. So it's like...
I don't smoke cigarettes. I'm not saying but I don't. I mean, if you're smoking cigarettes, good for you. Like, I don't. Again, who the fuck am I to judge?
Right.
But yeah, it's just like it is very, very annoying. Like, I am a very super chill person when I go out. Like, I'm just like, oh, like, again, like Ruben said, if someone orders a hookah, bet, pass that shit right here.
But and I'm also like, if somebody orders a hookah and I just know, I'm just like, because for me, hookah doesn't do anything. Like, I don't understand.
Oh, it gives me like that nice little, like...
People say that. People say they feel... And it's like the same thing with vaping. Like, I was trying to get on the vape, little wave.
I've tried the vape and I'm good.
And I didn't even inhale it. Like, I was just
I never inhaled.
In the mouth and out. And I was just like, this is stupid. Just fucking quit smoking if that's what you want to do. Like...
I don't know. I don't have an addiction. I don't have an addictive personality. So, like, I don't know what it is to be addicted to something.
It's annoying.
It's not fun. But yeah, that's what Sulma definitely had me all the way messed up. It wouldn't be a El Chisme if Sulma didn't do something to piss me off. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Let's close this out and head over to our next section, which is...
Ay bendito.
Welcome to Ay Bendito, the part of the show.
Stop, ew.
Where we give you guys our take and opinions on local headlines, media headlines, global headlines. You want to start us off?
Okay. So y'all know I've been off social media for the last X amount of days, 21 days to be exact.
21. Can you do something
stop.
for me? Can you talk to the ops now for me?
So I'm just getting hip to the newest victim to police brutality, Tyre Nichols. I have not seen the video. Ruben literally was like, Nina, trust me, you don't want to see the video.
It popped up on my Twitter. Good. I hit First of all, shout out if you're following my Twitter. Shout out to y'all. If you do not like adult photography or videography, please do not follow my Twitter because it gets very adult up in there. But I did see the video and I hit repost by mistake, and then I like saw what it actually was because I hit repost because it's a habit. Mm-hmm. But then I saw what it actually was, and I was like, "Oh, baby, take that down." And I literally tweeted like, "I am so sorry for anybody that saw that video. I did not mean to repost that. It's insane. It's insane."
So to my understanding, Memphis police, took this man out, and if y'all have been following us for a minute, y'all already know where I stand on it. I'm screaming, fuck the police hard. Like, you know, and don't be all up in the comments, well, who you calling if you in trouble? Shut up. I want to be really clear about where this podcast stands, and Black Lives Matter, all Black Lives Matter. And with that, we are not saying all lives matter until Black Lives Matter.
Period.
And even off of that, we're still doing this. Like, this is still how, like, I can't even wrap my brain around how my heart goes out to his family. And also justice for Breonna Taylor. Still haven't seen that.
Still.
And to my knowledge, they were also black cops that were in on the murder of Tyre Nichols. And Amanda Seales said it best. Like, if you are a black person in America and you chose to join the police force, that is now who you choose to associate with. Regardless if you're a good cop or a bad cop, you uphold those policies. You uphold that. And if you don't understand that, go to her. I posted it in my story. You have 24 hours. Go watch what she says. If it goes over your head, you probably weren't intelligent enough to understand it. Because she makes a very, very, very valid point. And again, if you are a Blue Lives Matter person, this might not be the podcast for you. We don't typically get into politics like that. We like to keep it with all the ugliness that we have going on in the world. We are always keeping it fun, deep conversations. I feel like there's only so long we can run from these conversations. I don't think that we're running from these conversations, but it's at the forefront, so I am going to talk about it. It didn't only just happen because we did a Blackout Tuesday in 2020. The conversation is never ending until justice is served for all of those who have lost their lives at the hand of police. So I'm going to be really clear when I say this. This is not the podcast for you if you're screaming Blue Lives Matter. And if you think all lives matter, that's good for you and yours. But for me and mine, Black Lives Matter. And it's unfortunate that, you know, what white America sees is, oh, but he was killed by black cops. Cops. He was killed by cops.
Them blue lives that you say matter?
Them. You know what I mean? And they're getting the same amount of scrutiny as white cops are getting, but white America's going to jump on the fact that they were black. So then we're going to paint the black on black crime, and we're going to make it this thing. And, you know, at the end of the chief of police, Chief Davis, let me just read what Hannah Drake posted. Tamika Mallory reposted this. Some of y'all won't like this. You know me, I don't care. I don't need y'all to pay attention. I need y'all to pay attention to, because I see a lot of people applauding the chief of Memphis, Chief Davis, for her swift actions firing the officers and black girl magic this, black girl magic that. But let's hold up. Number one, Chief Davis was in Atlanta where she led the Red Dog Unit, a unit known for terrorizing people. It was disbanded. Two, when she went to Memphis, she started the Scorpion Unit, the unit the units that the officers were in that murdered Tyre Nichols. 3, complaints were made about this unit. They seem to have fallen on deaf ears. 4, Memphis PD put out a statement. The Scorpion Unit is deactivated. Will not applaud anyone that helped create the problem. Chief Davis is a part of the problem. Don't let them write the narrative that they are trying to paint. She is part of the issue. The fish rots from the head. So, that's a lot to unpack.
That is.
And it's one of those topics that, like, because I'm not super versed in it, I can't go as hard as I want to, because I just jumped back on and I'm just now seeing all of this. But white America's gonna do what white America does. They're gonna run with this narrative. They're gonna do what they need to do.
I think it's important to point out also, like, the percentage of guns that are disposed to us. Like, I think the world has 53% of guns. The rest of that is only in America. So it's like insane how much access we have to guns, how much access we have to, the law and police and all of this. And this is literally what's going on in our own systems, right? This is why it's so important to pay attention to your local, your local elections and all of these things, so that you can make sure that you can create some type of change with voting, certain people in, so we can get the justice that we need when things like this happen. And if you think this can't happen to you, that's absolutely not true. And the more that I see Latinos pretending that they are, white America, and that things are, they'll paint the narrative as well of, like, the black on black crime, and they'll say the same things, they'll echo the same things that white America is going to continuously say. It's just like, it's kind of laughable if in a light sense, not in a heavy sense, but it's kind of just like to see people in your own family who literally are just like, well, that's what they deserve. That's why was he there? And it's like, do you realize that literally could be you the minute you walk out of this door? Like, that's insane to me. But because you have the privilege, because you don't come from those neighborhoods, because you grew up in a house, because you whatever, so on and so forth, because you have privilege, because you're able to blend in, because you're able to speak up, and you were able to have your voice heard, and you're able to be respected in white spaces and looked at as a human instead of being looked at like an animal. You can't understand these things. You can't understand why these things are happening. And all you do is echo the hate and echo this truth that you think you know.
Speaking of police, it's in the spirit of police. Our chief of police in Lawrence, Massachusetts, Roy Vasquez, was placed on administrative leave for a pending investigation. And apparently the mayor hired a private investigator to do their thing. And several other officers were placed on leave.
What? For what?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, which is super interesting. Nope, it doesn't say anything about... Well, yeah, the city's not making any further comments. Like what it was or whatever, what have you. Not Vasquez. I'm sorry, Vasquez. There's no Z at the end. My bad. But yeah, so police gonna keep on policing. Y'all do what you gotta do. Moving on.
Speaking about local news, in Holyoke, Massachusetts, a mass mall shooting kills bystander. Suspect has been caught. So this happened, I think this past weekend or yesterday. 5 hours ago today. No, yesterday, sorry. Yesterday he was caught just before 7 p.m. And it's just another mass shooting.
Well, there was a shooting this morning in Lawrence on Haverhill Street.
What?
Yeah.
Lawrence and Haverhill Street?
Yeah, on Haverhill Street, right here. This morning at 2 a.m.
Oh, at 2 a.m.
Apparently, there was a tussle. Someone brought a gun
to a
I'm
so
fight.
Glad I stayed home last night. Because I'd be driving through that street at night.
Yeah. That's literally right. Yeah, that's wild. That's hella close to you. Yeah, details have still yet to surface. But guns, man.
Protect yourself, right? So let's go. Let's go into Beyonce.
Oh,
let's switch the subject and
tread lightly on Queen Bee. We can get canceled.
Well, I just want to say, so apparently the LGBTQIA plus 26/8 letter community had an issue with Miss Beyonce because she performed over in Dubai, got her $24 million bag, and did not do any representation for the LGBTQIA plus of Dubai. Now, in Dubai, I believe it is illegal to be out and loud and gay.
I would agree, yes.
So where would Beyonce be out here behind a $24 million bag? And then I read
it's the constant like thinking that celebrities have to be championing left and right. Like, she got a $24 million check, and Beyonce is not stupid. She knows what she can and cannot do when she goes places. I'm sure her team was like, clean it up, fam.
Well, let's be very clear. I mean, you can tell by even just the track listing that she performed. This was not a set that was overly sexual. This was very reserved, very toned down, very just like, I'm being paid to do a job. There was supposed to be no video. People obviously didn't respect that. They recorded, and clips were released. And if you even take a look at that, like, she was very covered up, very just like, you know, still trying to be Beyonce, right? The brand, but just, you know, just a lot more reserved than what I've seen her in the past.
And respectful of the culture that she was now in.
And I think that it is selfish for us in my community to ask for that in a space where it's not.
And we have to think about, yes, are we trying to shift it in America? Okay.
We can't even
shift it in
we can't
Europe?
even get it together here.
Right. So like, who are we to demand that to happen in other places? Because I don't know how much power we think this individual has.
Listen, she's even getting backlash because she showed the skin that she showed. Like, this is a country that is so covered up, and like everything lives in the back. Yeah, like you can't sit out there and be upset about this. And I commented because when that was posted on Hollywood Unlocked, and that comment is actually getting a lot of likes right now. I was like, no, the white gays are mad because us, like the POC community, the you know, we are just happy that Beyonce performed, got that bag, you know, did her thing. We got to see some clips. Then I heard people were upset because she didn't perform the Renaissance music. It's like, if you listen to Renaissance was an album made for the gays. Like, it's not. What is she gonna do? Like, what is that gonna do in Dubai? It's gonna do absolutely nothing. So to my community, y'all need to calm the fuck down. To the white gay community, have several seats, please, because you're already getting. Ya estoy cansado con ustedes, coño. Let's head over to Bad Bunny.
What happened with Malo Conejo?
Well, everybody was mad. Everybody who doesn't have houses and lives in apartments was mad because
everybody that still pays someone else's mortgage.
Bad Bunny supposedly is not a real Puerto Rican now because he bought a house in LA and not in PR. Bad Bunny has a house in PR. He's like, during the pandemic, he was in PR.
So are we taking away Mark Anthony's card? Are we taking away J-Lo's card?
They're saying that, you know what it is? It's this hood mentality of like, you have to, and it's like, you gotta understand that
Bad Bunny's done more for Puerto Rico than these people that are mad that he bought a house in LA. Stop.
But this is what I mean. It's like changing that mentality. And my question to y'all who are mad about this because he bought a nice house in LA, what have you done for Puerto Rico?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
It's like, let's relax. I really cannot. I overheard this conversation, by the way. There's no source that I can source for that, but I overheard that conversation in the barbershop and I just was gagging in my seat. And I really got mad. Like, I was like, I don't know why. Like, when it comes to Bad Bunny, baby, don't do it. Just don't.
Bad Bunny got an army. A little Bad Bunnies that'll come for y'all.
Los conejos malos.
You're so stupid.
What else?
I'm trying to think what else came out in the news. in my limited scope in
that
the last 21
TJ
days.
Holmes and whatever her face is.
Okay, wait, time out. First of all, the whole oh my god, the fact that I still why is his name escaping me? Football player who got hurt.
Oh yeah. We talked about that.
No, now they're saying that don't quote me. Somebody brought it up to me at work and was like, "Yo, you know he died." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "No, he didn't." They were like, "Nah, they're saying that the person that came out the hospital wasn't really him." And I was like, "Oh, girl, you need to preface that with a conspiracy theory because what? The way I was about to get on Twitter I was gonna figure it out. I was gonna try to find it. And then when she was like conspiracy, I was like, "Girl, bye." But how quickly rumors like that can spread are crazy to me.
I just love when people...
It was I was like, lead with the conspiracy first. You know that there's a conspiracy, that lead with that. You don't just say it was wild. It was wild. If you saw it, I'm gonna try to find it myself because I'm like, what are they even talking about?
He died. Why would you?
Why
would you guys think that they're so invested in this individual who we never heard of prior to this injury that they gotta cover up so much that they would come out with a
correct that.
lookalike?
Those of us who don't actively watch sports have never heard of until this injury.
I just, it's go to work, go get a job,
honey.
But is that all? That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Let's close this out and head over to our next section, which is Caldero Talk. Four. That's God said. Four. God gave us four.
Yes.
And you know what's crazy? That's her least. I think that's her least performing album.
What? I love every song
because it's R&B.
Oh,
it was made for the R&B girlies.
Thank you. I am an R&B girly. Thank you.
Stir it
up. Not stir it up. Ooh, rebranding. Thank you. So welcome to Caldero Talk, which is the part of the show where we're gonna give you the meat,
La carne.
the meatiness of the topic that we have at hand. We're gonna throw it in the caldero. We're gonna mix it up. And we're going to serve it to you on your abuela's favorite floral china. You know, the one in the hutch that you can't touch? That one. Bars.
Damn.
Yeah, so...
Offset!
So, are we unpacking or are we building a village?
Building a village.
Okay, we're building a village, mi gente. So with that being said, I'm going to walk us through this one. So I got to thinking about...
That's how it sounded when you're... I'm going to walk us... We're going to go down this hallway.
Yo, stop. So you're going to take a left. Okay. So with my spiritual journey, I've been doing a lot of it alone. And so a lot of times in my Bible reading and just in general, we hear we talk about community, and the Bible talks a lot about community, getting in community. Once two get together, you're good to go. And like, what does that look like when you expand upon that? And then you have the old saying of it takes a village. And I think a lot of the time, whenever I hear it takes a village, we're only referring to helping raise a child. But what happens when that child becomes an adult? Who is their village? So now that we are adults, and we talk a lot about family traumas and, triggers, mental health. What do our villages look like? And if we are currently dolo, and it's no diss, I do have family, I do have friends, but when you're really in the thick of it, when you're really going through it, who are the people that you lean on? And
into the thick of it.
Stop. And how do you choose your village? How do you remove people from your village? What does that look like? What does that look like for you?
I think I am a jack of all trades when it comes to this. I'm able to survive in multiple villages. As far as my own village, I don't have that. I am able to jump in and out with people. Let me rephrase that. I am my own village right now. And like that's really because I don't know where I'm going in my life, but I know that I have to be comfortable with just being alone, because where I'm going, no one else is coming with me. So it's like, right now, do I have friends? Absolutely. Do I have, family that I can rely on? Absolutely. People that I can look towards. But it's a constant reminder of just like, this is all temporary. Yeah. Enjoy the memories, enjoy the lessons, enjoy the blessings, because a year from now, this might possibly look different. Yeah. And you might possibly be alone. And that you have to start getting comfortable now while you're with people, so that it's not a quick detachment. But I think that when you say, how do I build a village? Yeah. I think I just have to have, what I noticed? I attract a lot of broken souls.
Oh my God, me too.
And it's because I have this natural healing ability.
I have a way of making...
We talked about this last week. We both have this way of understanding other people's journeys, but when it comes to us, we have a hard time seeing it for ourselves.
Or accepting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny because I was thinking about this week. I was actually talking to one of my friends, and I was like, I always like, when I think about here, I don't have many friends. And I joke because I'm like, damn, all my friends live in different states. Literally, the people that like, I've confided in, like, they don't live near me. Like, I have to, I can't just pull up. I have to plan to go see these people. And, I wish I have individuals here. I don't have a group. And in my journey, I understand that I had to, similar to what Ruben said, like, I am my own village. And it's like, if I say I'm lonely, people want to fix it. No. That's for me to fix. Well, nobody can do anything for me.
What I've been telling myself lately is I'm alone, but I'm never lonely.
There we go. Thank you for the correction. But with that, people, when you say that to people that care about you, they automatically go into defense mode, and they are hurt at the fact that, you could be in company and still feel alone.
And that's honestly because you're in company that... This is something that goes through my head a lot. Like, I look around at my friends, and I love each and every single one of them to death, but I have different groups of friends for different fucking reasons. Like, yes. Like, Josh is my friend that I turn to when I need, like, just reassurance. And it's crazy because the story between me and him is just so different. Like, we've been enemies. We've fought like brothers, like family, but the love was always there. It was never hate. It was never like malice. Yeah, it was always love. So now when we're connecting with each other, we remind each other like, yo, I love you. Like, we've had to forgive each other. We've had to grow with each other. And like, that for me is like, yo, if I can do that with you, and you're just gonna be like, I just need you to be solid. If you can be solid, then I can rock with you.
A root.
Yeah, like, I'm not. I'm not out here being weak. I'm not out here giving you weak friendship. I'm not out here giving you weak energy. I'm out here pulling up. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm working on myself. I'm working on being there for people. If someone's like, yo, this is important to me. All right, let's figure it out. Before, the old me would be like, well, that's not my problem. I don't need to be there. But I realized what support looks like. I realized last spring when I had to sit down and reflect and be like, yo, I did all those dance shows, and how many people pulled up from Lawrence, went to Boston to go see a dance show, like to go see me on stage. That was so emotional for me because it's like, I've never had that. And I'm like, yo, I want to be that for people. I want to be there for those special moments, birthdays. Like, I'm working on just like showing up for people when it matters. It's not always every Friday night that just because you're there partying with them, that's what matters.
Say that.
You know what I mean?
Say that. Yeah. It's interesting because when I was just a little girl, my mama used to tuck me into bed, and she'd read me a story. It always was about a princess in distress and how a guy would save her and end up with the glory. I'm lying, baby. Yo, we ain't shit. Oh, anyways, wow, that was good. That was good. Bloopers.
Oh no, baby, that's going on the show.
Oh yes, you guys got all that.
If you want to see what that played out, subscribe to the YouTube.
Stop. No, literally, guys, subscribe. So I went on my fast and I wasn't on social media, and the amount of people that have access to me regularly that hit me up to be like, yo, making sure everything's good. Haven't seen you post in a minute. And I sat back and I had to think about it. And I was like, dag, is that really the only way y'all know I'm alive? Is that the only way y'all know that, like, I'm still walking this earth? Like, and do I appreciate the check-in? Yes. But the check-in only happened because I disappeared. And I think I've been very vocal and intentional about certain relationships that I have in checking in with people, and or, hey, this reminded me of you, and sending it, even if it's just like a post. Like, I'll send stupid shit to Ruben all the time, but just because I'm like, this reminded me of Ruben. I don't have to say, hey, I miss you, I hope you're doing well. That's like kind of my way of being like, hey, you crossed my mind, I hope this makes you laugh, without having to
As it's a video of a guy driving off the bridge.
No, you're so stupid.
Thought of you.
No, like when you sent me the Mariah Carey thing of the dude driving and he was singing All I Want for Christmas Is You, and you're like, yo, this is you?
Oh yeah.
I had a good laugh with that one. But I like those things. And it made me reflect and think like, damn, like, okay, maybe not be upset with them, but reflect on how I can be better and set the example for how I want to be treated in this partnership. Because a relationship is a partnership, regardless of what it looks like, romantic, platonic, whatever.
Bublonic.
You're so stupid. Being intentional with those relationships, because I'm just like, ew, like I didn't like that. I don't like that you only keep up with my life on social media, like you don't have access to me. I can understand if like we were only social media friends, but we're not. Like, you have my whole phone number. You can give me a call. Like, we'll set up time to hang out or whatever, what have you. I don't know. Like, it was just icky to me. And like, I hate oh, you're missed. Okay. So when was the last time? So fix it. I'm not hitting you up saying I miss you because I'm going through my life as you're going through your life. But if you felt the need to reach out to say like, I miss you, follow through with that. Oh, we should hang soon. What? Okay. Give me dates so I can tell you when I'm available. Like, what is this half-assery of text messages? This is why I hate texting. Call me. Yo, you free tonight? Possibly. What you trying to get into? Oh, we're going to meet at the bar. Ah, pues está bien. I'll be there. What time? 9? All right, say less. I'll be there at 8:45. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, those are just things that I have to communicate with my people. But again, all my friends live elsewhere. You know, like I haven't seen my best friend in like almost 2 years because she lives in a different state, and I was working a job where I didn't have weekends off, and she only has weekends off, and taking time off meant that I wasn't getting paid because I wasn't salary. Like, it was like a lot of planning had to happen behind me just pulling up. And you know, hopefully we can fix that. But dag, like when I really sit and think about, like, I've probably hung out with Ruben's friends more than I've hung out with my own. Like, no BS. But I like the fact that I'm not a part of the group. I could just show up, have a good time, and then go. But in, like, what I don't know what my village looks like.
Right. I think it's also hard to find a village here because when you are somebody who doesn't fall under the interest of always being at the same clubs, drinking the same drinks, doing the same activities,
showing up to the same events every weekend,
it
day
is
in and day
hard
out.
to find a village here. And I see so many people that I like. I'm just like, you're at Attica again? Hey.
Oh yeah, like whenever like, oh, how was your weekend? Oh, I went to Tera. You did that last week. And if that's what brings you joy, by all means. But like Ruben's saying, like, it's difficult for me, and then like my friends that are here, we're all in different stages of our lives right now, you know, and it's about intentionality and carving out time. And one of the ways that I show up for people and I care about people, like one of my friends had hit me up, told me that she was sick and that she didn't go food shopping and she needed to go food shopping and she doesn't feel well. I was like, okay, well, I can go food shopping for you. Run me a list of what it is that you need. And she had COVID and I will bring it to you. And I'll just tell you what the total is and you just cash at me. And she was like, are you serious? And I was like, well, yeah. When am I ever not serious about doing stuff like that? So I went food shopping for her. I went to her house and I dropped off the food and she cashed at me and she went about her business. And I haven't seen her since she got sick. I'm sure she's fine. She's fine now. No, I'm sure she's fine now. But that's just how I show up for people. I don't need it to be these grand events. I don't need it to be all this extra stuff. Like if you need me to go grocery shopping for you on a Thursday night at 8:00, yeah, I'll go do that. And I've proven that. But I always stop to think, do I have people that would do that for me?
Period. And that is where I was like, I was waiting for you to finish. I'm like, I'm gonna let her finish her but that is where I struggle. And
during COVID, for sure. Like, y'all came out, y'all really, like, there was a solid 3 people that were like, you want anything? I'm like, yeah, can you just get me my coffee order?
But I think it's also because everybody could understand. Everybody understood, yo. Yeah. What I will say is that recently I've been asking myself, like, what am I getting in return from friendships?
And I don't want it to feel transactional.
Yes, but I shouldn't
feel empty in order to fill you up.
Thank you. You know
what I mean?
And
not to say that whole me getting my friend groceries made me feel empty. No, that's not what I'm saying. Right. That's just how I show my love.
And I think that right now I'm in a place where I have friends like, you know, shout out Kat, shout out Molly, who fill up my cup as much as I fill up theirs.
I can see that.
You know, as much as I show up for them, they show up for me. If I tell them right now, like, yo, I need this, boom, pull up. You know, and it's like, those are the type of friends that I want to have around. Those are the relationships that I value. Not because a lot of people look at it like, oh, because you want somebody who does something for you. No, but I know the type of person I am. I'm a solid person. Like, I will give you my last dollar. Like, that's how I rock. But
been there.
Will you be that for me? You know, and I've had friends before, you know, that we've gotten along and the conversation's great and everything's great. But when it came down to me feeling at the end of the day, it was always heavy on my heart of just like, I feel like this person's letting me down.
I'm going to be honest. I don't remember the last time I left a group setting feeling joyful.
Yes.
And rejuvenated and just full. And because I've experienced that, I think now that I want to get in community and I want to create the space, not just for myself, but for other people that are in the same boat as me. I crave that. Like I want a community, whether it's just women or if it's men and women, like it doesn't matter. I crave a community where we can uplift each other, have difficult conversations, and it not just be a panel and it not just being a diversity meeting or something like that, but like a true genuine, like, yo, we're going out for brunch Saturday, let's go and pour into each other. And like that is
beautiful.
That is where
maybe
I want to get to.
You have to be the one to organize that. You know what I mean? And I think that that's going to be something that is trial and error, because some people, you know, some people that in your head, you're like, yo, this person will be great for this. And then the day comes and it's the day of and you're like, that energy, baby, that energy's off.
Yeah.
The energy is off over there.
Right.
So I think that maybe you can be the one to create that. And sometimes this is at least what I tell myself. And I don't know if this is a quote. I don't know if I've never seen this, but I always remind myself that I am a leader. And if I want something, sometimes I have to be the one to create it.
And lead, yeah.
You know, and I was actually talking to my friend about this morning. And like, I was asking him like, yo, how do you like, this guy's getting mentored by like people who are doing things in this world. Like these are people with money, people with careers. And I'm like, how do you start conversation? He's like, yo, join panels, go to these Zoom meetings, go to these things and just meet people. He's like, and don't go into these things expecting to meet people, but go into these things expecting to just learn something, and that's what I'm going to start looking into, because I want to, one thing that I told him was like, my other podcast, like I pick up and I drop it because I struggle with wanting to have conversation with people that I'm already comfortable with. Ooh, okay. I don't feel challenged. I feel like it's like in that light, I'm already like the one who knows it all. And I don't like that, and it's like, I want to start feeling challenged. I want to start having friends who are going to hold me accountable and who are going to be like, yo, you said you were going to do this. Why aren't you doing it? And it's like, not in a rude way, but in a way of like, this is why, like, you remember when you told me that you this and this and this? Well, this is why, like, you're falling back into that pattern and all these things. Because I've noticed that I'm trying to move forward. And this is like what my therapist was telling me about my inner child, is that I'm trying to move forward, but I keep falling back into old ways. I keep falling back into things. And the people, this is no shade whatsoever to anyone. There is no undertone. The people around me are not doing enough to hold me accountable. And it's not their responsibility. But at the end of the day, if you tell me that you want to do something and I see you doing the complete opposite, I'm gonna just have that moment of just be like, yo, you said you didn't want a club no more, so what's up? Oh, but I think I need a night off. But do you? Do you though?
Right. And it's like, you don't want to be mad at your people for not holding you accountable, but
there's also,
let's go back to setting, that goes back to setting expectations and standards within a friendship. If I'm telling you that, I want to go to the gym 5 days a week and I want to give up X, Y, and Z, the gym is such an easy thing to default to. And, then I'm like, yo, I'm trying to order some pizza and some wings. And you're like, bet, let's do it. No, I need you to be like, hold up, time out. Is this your cheat day? Is this the meal that you're choosing? In a respectful way, but like, I feel like if we had that camaraderie, you could let me know, girl, didn't you just say this isn't it? Right? You right, sis. So acai bowls? Okay. Let's make a healthy alternative. And again, don't ask for that if you're not ready to receive that. Because it sounds nice. It sounds great.
Speaking to my soul now.
But then someone does it and now you're defensive and you're
now
mad.
You're sitting there like, oh, wait.
Now you checking me. Yo, why you checking me? You know what I mean? So there is a very fine line between that. There's a very fine line. I've literally had a friend.
You see me getting tight over here?
I just called them out without even realizing it.
No,
I had a friend that, I had let them know, like, these were my goals. This is what I wanted. And if we were going to be going to the gym together, I needed them to hold me accountable. And one day we were leaving the gym, maybe like 3 weeks in. And I was like, yo, some Chinese food will slap right now. He was like, bet, let's get it.
We're not friends no more.
No, and I was like, no. And I literally told this person, like, I need you to hold me accountable. And they were like, well, Chinese food sounds good. Why wouldn't I want to get Chinese food? And I was like, I'm asking you. Like, we got into an argument because I was like, yo, like, you can go and get Chinese food. Like, yo, do whatever you got to do with that Chinese food. But I'm telling you, you got to tell me no because I told you that I had a goal. And we got into a flip-on argument. He was like, well, if it sounds good, like, I want to get some. Like, let's go get Chinese food. And I was like, dog, but you're missing the point, my guy. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to argue with you. And then he got all upset. And then I was like, you know what? Pick up. But like, and I'll never forget that argument because that was I was asking my friend to hold me accountable, and because what I wanted to do was going to also work in their favor, they didn't give a shit about accountability. They were like, bet I want some too, let's go. And it was kind of hard for me to try to dissect who was wrong in the moment. But I feel like because I was asking you to hold me accountable, literally begging this person to hold me accountable of like, we're going to be hanging out a lot. And they wouldn't. And we're no longer friends to this day. So. Oh, wow. Not because of that. Other things had transpired.
I was going to say, oh, wow.
Other things transpired. But that was something that was like a staple.
Chucha!
Like that. Hi, Josue.
No, but the reason why I was having that reaction is because that's where I have been in my head the past few days of like, you want this? Are you going to be able to handle it? Because I'm also very quick to be like, with that defense. But that's because I need to work through that survivor, that inner child that doesn't like to be told what to do, that likes to be free spirited. And that, like, my trainer used to try to hold me accountable for shit. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I did it.
I pay you.
Right. Like, and then I realized, like, I don't, you know, I love, you know, working with I loved working with him, but I realized I didn't need that. You know, I needed to learn to hold myself accountable. And maybe investing a lot of money into a gym is what's going to hold me accountable. I mean, and it's working so far, but I can do more, you know? And I'm like, people who know me know that it's like a very, like, you gotta be careful. Cause it's like, I'm very quick to just be like, well, mind your fucking neck.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, I need to work within myself and being like, well, if somebody's calling something out to you, then maybe it's a moment for you to sit back and just realize and understand that, yo, they're seeing something that you're not seeing. And maybe it's not the truth. Maybe it's not the truth, but it is a truth. It's not your truth, but it is a truth. And there's some valid points that have to be pointed out right there.
I think that, you know, to tie it back to one of the questions that I had asked earlier, like, how do you choose your village? You know, I don't have the answer to that. I don't know what that looks like for me right now.
Well, okay, so then let's rephrase that and say, you know, how would you like your village to look? How would you like it to reflect?
I would like for it to reflect my beliefs. And I think this revelation, and first time I'm saying this out loud, but I think that looks like cutting off a lot of people, not because they did anything to me, but I think I got to leave them at this part of the journey in order to advance to the next part. Ooh. And that is it's sad to think about, because it's easy to cut someone off when they've done something wrong. No one's done anything wrong. I already cut those people out.
But see, that's where we have to shift the mentality, because I can relate, and I got a little emotional, like my eyes got a little watery, because I have had this battle for a long time of just like, I need to leave certain people. And I love so many people. I love. Even people that I know deep down at the end of the day, they're not going to be there with me in the end. You know, and it's like, I need to leave them behind. And it doesn't have to be a negative.
It doesn't.
It can just be a simple, like, honestly, space has grown.
It can be, and I'll see you later.
And you know what? We'll connect in a year. I told you guys about a story a few weeks ago of somebody that from my past who was trying to reconnect with me. And we were like this, like, people saw us all the time, but I had to let her know, like, in my life now, you have no space. We don't have a connection. You went and lived your life. I can't handle another friend who has kids. I can't handle another friend who's in a relationship that's toxic. And I'm starting to let go of just like people, of just like, yo, you don't want to grow. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of this lifestyle. I'm tired of everything. And in order for me to get there, I need to surround myself with people who think alike. So when you ask the question, how do you build your village? What you just said was your answer.
Yeah.
That's how you build your village.
I gotta let people go to advance. And it's funny because I'm the one that has social anxiety, but to build a village, I have to get out of that and get uncomfortable. I have to be okay with getting uncomfortable and not fear the unknown. So stick with me on this new journey. It's going to look real different because I'm throwing myself in rooms with people that I do not know. But by the grace of God, I'm going to come out on the other side. I'm going to keep out an update. Should I start a blog? Should I get back on the YouTube? I don't know. That's been a thought circling my mind for a while. I mean, we have the space and the equipment, so why not? You know? Yeah. But with all of that being said, mi gente, we are going to close this section out. And we hope that this got you guys to think.
Period.
Hopefully we drop some some little nuggets, some bars. We hope that you can relate.
Take a look at the people that you are surrounded with. If you want to get somewhere in life, you've got to leave the dead weight behind. It has to happen.
And it doesn't need to be a negative thing. It does not.
With all that being said, let's head over to our last section, which is... A reposar. All right, y'all, welcome back to the last section, Reposar, where we leave you guys with some positive affirmations or quotes. And we have any shout outs or announcements, which for me, at least, this episode, we don't. But would you like to start us off, or do you need a minute?
Any announcements? No announcements, but just friendly reminders. If you are not following us on all social media platforms, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and we are on YouTube. We don't do the TikTok as a unit. We do them as individuals, but follow us on that too, at Rosales_ or just at Rosales. I think it's
at child.
Whatever. Find them on TikTok.
I'm usually TikTok, under someone's Instagram. Post with like 28 emojis laughing.
Most definitely subscribe to the YouTube. Catch up. We have a lot of great. All of our content's already up there. Some fun stuff.
Season 5 and season 6 is up. We didn't figure out a camera until then.
It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, so that's just a shameless plug. Make sure to follow us each on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok and on Instagram at @WithThatNina_, and on YouTube, Nina Montañez. So hopefully.
What's your affirmation?
My affirmation is, I'm gonna take Ruben's from last week. Trust the process.
Now you know damn well that was mine.
Yeah. I'm going to have to say trust the process because finding a village and getting a community is going to be a process.
Ooh, baby. Mine's?
Boy, if you don't drop that S in 2022, stop that. You're supposed to leave it there.
You know the crying baby? The crying baby. Every time I say I was in a meeting and I was like, mines, and I was like, I meant mine. My bad. Mine is remove access. Some people need to feel your absence. Because that's exactly what I'm going to be doing in the next few months.
Literally what happened to me the last 21 days.
That's mine's. We're going to go ahead and leave you guys now. My name is Rosales and I'm blasting off.
And I'm Nina Montañez. Stay blessed, mi gente. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Sofrito Speaks.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Sofrito Speaks to keep up with all of our latest content.